Rule number 7, pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient.
Yeah, well, that meaning is what you have to buttress yourself against the tragedy of life. It's like engagement. We're having an engaging conversation. You know, we'll walk away from this, and hopefully the people who are watching, they'll walk away and they'll think that was worthwhile. It means that despite the fact that you're a fragile, damaged, mortal creature, you found something to do that announced itself as worthwhile. That's meaning. It's an instinct. Like it's a deep, deep instinct. It's maybe the deepest instinct. It's like a form of vision. Meaning tells you when you're in the right place. And the right place is between chaos and order. And those are real places. Your hemispheres, like your right hemisphere is roughly evolved, let's say, to deal with things you don't understand. That's chaos. And your left is there to deal with things you do understand. And you can't just stay with the things you do understand because you already understand them. And you can't just stay with what you don't understand because then you're lost.
Yeah.
Well, you need to be in the middle of those two. And you can tell when you're in the middle because everything lines up. And you feel engaged and that what you're doing is meaningful. It's like, that's what you pursue. Expedience is you do the thing that gets you off the hook the fastest right now. Because you're sacrificing the future for the present. Meaning doesn't do that. Meaning says, I'm here where I should be. And you can't tell why, it's just that everything is right. And you get this physiological sense. Right place, right time, right conversation, you know? And that's usually a conversation where you're both trying to expand the way that you look at the world. Well, so you follow this meaningful path. That's your buttress against the tragedy that produces resentment and malevolence. His meaning is the antidote to that. And that's the fundamental religious truth. Life is suffering. That's true. There's malevolence. That's true. Meaning is the antidote to that.
So that's a pretty powerful thing right there.
Yeah, well, and people say, well, meaning isn't real. It's like, no, that's wrong. It's actually the most real thing. It might even be more real than suffering and evil. It's possible. And like, I think about this technically, you know, this isn't a metaphysical assumption that I'm making. And you do feel it. You feel it in your body. It's not just a mental thing. It's not an idea. It's a place. Because we're in time and space, right? And a place is a place, you know, 3 dimensions of space, but it's also a time. And when the place and the time are set up properly, you're in the right place. And your brain is telling you that. Your being is telling you that. Yeah, you got it right. There's no other way to put it. You're in the right place at the right time, and the meaning is the signal of that. And so the purpose of profound religious contemplation, in some sense, in the deepest sense, profound philosophical contemplation is to learn how to be in the right place at the right time all the time. Now, you can't because you're not perfect, but you can be there a lot more than you are, and you can actually practice it. You practice it by paying attention. You watch yourself during the day like you don't know who you are, eh? Or what you're doing. And you notice, oh yeah, right there, I was listening to that piece of music, or I was having that conversation, or I was doing this piece of work. Then I was there for like 10 minutes. Okay, why? I was doing something right. I don't know what it is. Or I wasn't doing something wrong. And so I got this little illuminated moment. It's like, okay, I need to figure out how to be there more often. So there's this line from the Gospel of Thomas, which was discovered in like 1957, and it says, the kingdom of God is spread out before the eyes of men, but men do not see it. That's basically it. There are times when you're in the right place at the right time, and then you're where you should be.
Yeah.
If you're in a crowd where the music is really kicking in, the band is, the band, now and then you'll get a band and they're on the same wavelength. It's just something else. And you can feel it snap in. So a concert will go from good to great. And all of the audience is participating as well, right? They're all moving to the same rhythm. And you get this intense feeling that everything is lined up and is in the right place. It's like, yes, yes. That's why people go to concerts, because they get the chance to have that happen. And it's sort of like this vision of how life could be. And that's what you're trying to do, is to get every level of being harmoniously lined up, like music, like a symphony.
Yeah.
That's why people like symphonies, because everything lines up, and then you're there, So that's what you want to aim at.
Yeah, if I can take it to a basketball metaphor, this is when players talk about being in the zone. When you're just throwing it up and you're not even thinking, and it's going in and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
And often when they talk about it after, they won't even realize that, wow, that was a 7-minute stretch. They think of it as a 30-second little thing.
That's right, time goes away. Yes, well, that's the Tao that the Taoists talk about. That's the zone. That's the line between chaos and order. And to be there is to be in the right place. So yeah, that's meaning.